In this video, we're going to have a look at calculating using rates with a speed per time example. Rates are a measure of how one quantity is changing compared to another quantity. It is normally calculated on a per unit or per item basis. Rates are used in everyday life. So for example, when you're traveling in a car, that speed that car is going, kilometers per hour, is an example of a rate. When you get a job and you're earning a certain amount per hour, that is another example of a rate. Or when you go to the shops and you buy an item and it costs $20 per item, that is another example of a rate. So rates are used very commonly in everyday life. So when we are writing a rate, there are two options. The first is you can write the amount and then use the word per and then the unit that we are finding it in. Or instead of using the word per, you can use a / and then write the unit. So there are the two options for writing a rate. You can either write the word per or use a /. Both are acceptable when writing rates. So let's have a look at an example of a calculation involving rates. In the example, Mark runs 5.4 kilometers in 32 minutes. What rate is he running in kilometers per minute? So we'll have a look at the question and pick out the key pieces of information. And the key pieces of information is that he has run 4.4 kilometers and has taken 32 minutes. So that is the information we're going to use to write our rate. So Mark's speed is equal to 5.4 kilometers per 32 minutes. Or another way of writing that is 5.4 km and using a / 32 minutes. Now we don't want per 32 minutes, we want per 1 minute. So we have a look in what we need to do to 32 to take it down to 1 minute, and that is divide by 32. So what we do to the one side of our rate, we want to do to the other. So we want to divide 5.4 by 32. And that equals 0.17 kilometers. So Mark is running at a rate of 0.17 kilometers per 1 minute. Now because the question is in words, we should also write our final answer in words. So Mark's running rate is 0.17 kilometer per 1 minute. Next, we'll have a look at another example involving time and rates. In the second example, Jenny drives 85 kilometers in 50 minutes. At what speed in kilometers per hour is Jenny traveling? So looking at the question for the key information, we know that Jenny is driving 85 kilometers and it's taking her 50 minutes. Now the other key piece of information in here is that the rate needs to be kilometers per hour. So based on the information in the question, I'll write the rate. So Jenny's speed, and she's traveling at 85 kilometers per 50 minutes. You'll notice that the question is asking us for the speed in kilometers per hour, and we currently have a rate involving minutes. So the way I'm going to convert that rate involving minutes to per hour is first work out what speed Jenny is traveling for 1 minute. And to calculate that, I'm going to divide both sides by 50, because 50 minutes divided by 50 will get me down to 1 minute. So dividing both sides by 50, I know that Jenny is traveling at 1.7 kilometers per 1 minute. So now that I got a per minute rate, I can then convert that into a per hour rate. So I'm looking for per 1 hour, and I know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, so I need to times 1 minute by 60. And what I do to one side of the rate, I need to do to the other side. So times 1.7 by 60. So that works out to be 102 kilometers per 1 hour. Again, because my question is in words, I should write my final answer in words as well. So Jenny is traveling at a speed of 102 kilometers per hour. So this is an example of a calculation involving rates where we need to convert from one type of units to another. When we have that type of calculation, it's best done in two steps. The first step reduces it down to a smaller unit and then convert that unit in the second step to the unit in the question that we are looking at. So in this case, we converted 50 minutes down to 1 minute and then times it by 60 to make it up to 1 hour. So that's a couple of examples involving the calculation of rates when we're looking at speed per time.